Welcome to Enlight Education Videos. My name is Anil Padera and right now we are going to study about cloning vectors. Now, why cloning vectors are called cloning vectors? Cloning means copying. Clone means copies, right? Clones means copies. So, cloning vectors means something which makes multiple copies, and it also acts as a vehicle, right? Vectors means vehicle. Remember, houseflies are called mechanical vectors because they are carrying microorganisms from an infected one to a healthy one, or from a contaminated place to a healthier one, right? That's why they are called vectors. So they are vehicles carrying disease, right? Here, similarly, there are certain things which are carrying our desired DNA to host cell, right? Host cell means the cell in which we want our desired DNA. भाई जो सेल में हमें हमारा desired DNA चाहिए ना, जैसे E. coli सेल में हम लोग को कोई पर्टिकुलर DNA चाहिए, तो E. coli का सेल यहाँ पर हो गया होस्ट सेल. तो जो ये desired DNA को लेके होस्ट सेल तक आता है, उसको बोलते हैं वेक्टर. And these vectors are able to multiply multiple copies. That's why they are called cloning vectors, right? Now for bacteria, cloning vectors that we are using are plasmids. Understood? They are plasmids, and sometimes bacteriophages are also used, right? Most of the time it is plasmids. So we are going to study about plasmids over here. In plants, most of the time we are using Ti plasmids, and in animals we are using viral vectors. Right? In short, virus. And most of the time retrovirus we are using, right? So these are the different kind of cloning vectors which can be used to carry desired DNA or gene, desired part of DNA or gene to the host cell, right? It will help in introducing the desired gene within the genome of host cell, right? That's why cloning vectors are used. Generally होता क्या है कि हम जब मैंने recognition site आपको समझाता तो मैंने आपको बताया था कि desired DNA can be integrated into the host DNA directly. Understood? लेकिन जनरली ये होता नहीं है. ये होता है बहुत rarely, in very few cases these things are occurring in that simple way. Most of the time we need cloning vectors. तो हम लोग क्या करते हैं, पहले desired DNA को वेक्टर में इंटीग्रेट करते हैं. Understood? Just like I have shown you in restriction endonuclease. Restriction endonuclease में हम लोग ने कैसे दिखा था कि भाई एक सर्कुलर DNA था, उसमें कट किया, फिर बीच में हमारा desired DNA लग गया. Then तो इतना तो मैंने आपको पढ़ाया था, right? तो यहाँ पर भी हम लोग यही चीज करते हैं, but this thing is occurring to the plasmid DNA, and the whole plasmid DNA which is carrying our desired DNA is introduced within the host cell. Now the host cell is having plasmid DNA carrying our desired DNA. क्या फर्क पड़ता है, हमारा desired DNA तो सेल में चला गया ना. It is able to express itself. Plasmid DNA है तो अपने आप से express कर पाएगा. Moreover, it would be able to replicate itself also. And within a cell, there will be much more copies than the copies present in chromosomal DNA. Chromosomal DNA में एक copy होता है, ठीक है? लेकिन यहाँ पर बहुत सारे कॉपीज हो सकते हैं, एटलीस्ट 50 और एटलीस्ट 10 कॉपीज can be present in a cell. Understood? And obviously it can distribute with the daughter cells. If the host cell become mother cell and undergo division, then this plasmids can get distributed among the daughter cells. Understood? तो चलो देखते हैं फिर कैसे ये चीज मतलब कैसे हम लोग अपना desired DNA को cloning vector यूज करके हमारे host cell में डालते हैं. Now in cloning vectors we will be studying about plasmids. तो हम लोग यहाँ पर 3 पॉइंट्स कवर करेंगे. प्लाज्मिड जब हम लोग पढ़ रहे हैं तो यहाँ पर हम लोग 3 पॉइंट्स कवर करेंगे. Now what are these points? First is origin of replication, second is selectable marker, and third one is cloning sites, right? तो कौन से 3 पॉइंट है फिर से एक बार यहाँ पर देख लेते हैं. तो first is origin of replication, second is selectable marker, and third one is cloning site, or I should say recognition site. Yes, understood? So आपने लास्ट वीडियो वाला देखा होगा तो आप लोग को मालूम होगा कि recognition sites are nothing but restriction sites. Understood? And these restriction sites are helping in integrating our desired DNA into the host DNA. Understood? So that is how this is being used. Okay. Now let's start about plasmid DNA. Let's start with origin of replication. Any vector should have this, any plasmid should have this site for origin of replication, right? It should be independent to replicate itself. It should not depend on chromosomal DNA for its replication or anything else for replication. It should be independent of replication. Then and only it can produce multiple copies within a cell. A plasmid can have 15 to hundreds of copies within a cell, depending on which plasmid it is and in which cell it is present, right? So depending on which cell it is present in and which plasmid it is, there can be 15 to 100 copies of plasmid in a cell. Understood? So just imagine how intensive would be the expression of the gene. कितने सारे DNA से RNA बनेंगे और RNA से कितने सारे proteins बनेंगे, isn't it? Understood? So that's why these cloning vectors are very good and they are having origin of replication. This is mentioned as ORIC, ORI capital C. Understood? So every plasmid is having origin of replication. Right now I have shown you here plasmid, example of plasmid PBr322, right? Now this plasmid is named so because PBr stands for plasmid made by Bolivar and Rodriguez. So P for plasmid, B for Bolivar and R for Rodriguez, and 322 because it is made in lab number 322. Understood? That's why the name of whole plasmid is PBr322. Now this plasmid should also have selectable markers. So we have came to the second point, selectable markers. Now selectable markers can be antibiotic resistant gene, or it can be the gene which producing enzyme converting chromogenic substrate into product. Now what is chromogenic substrate? We will come to that point later, right? But it can have genes which are providing antibiotic resistance, or the genes which are producing certain enzymes converting chromogenic substrate into product. तो ये दो टाइप के genes selectable marker में होते हैं. Understood? Most of the time they are antibiotic resistant gene like ampicillin resistant, tetracycline resistant, kanamycin, chloramphenicol, etc. तो ऐसे बहुत सारे antibiotic resistant genes हैं जिसको हम लोग selectable marker genes की तरह use कर सकते हैं, right? And they are very important to screen out the recombinant ones from non-recombinant one, कि भाई किसमें हमारा desired DNA आ गया है और किसमें हमारा desired DNA नहीं आया है. ये screen out करने के लिए this selectable marker genes are very important, and that's why they are called selectable marker genes. Understood? But it is helping to mark out which is our recombinant one. Understood? Which cells are recombinant ones. Understood? तो ये चीज के लिए हम लोग selectable marker हम लोग को चाहिए within plasmid DNA, right? Because we are using it as cloning vector. Now the last point is cloning site. This point is very important. Cloning sites are nothing but recognition sites, right? Now if you see PBr322, you can see many cloning sites in it. PST1, PBU1, PBU2, then HIND3, EcoR1, CLAV1, right? फिर SAL1 है. Understood? So these all are recognition site, and if you have seen PBU1, PST1 and SAL1, they are present inside the marker gene. यहाँ पर दो marker gene है, एक ampicillin resistant gene है और एक tetracycline resistant gene है. Understood? तो ampicillin resistant में PST1, PBU1 है और tetracycline में SAL1 है. Understood? And EcoR1, CLAV1, HIND3 are recognition sites which are present outside this marker genes. Now चलो क्लोनिंग साइट्स हम लोगों ने देख लिया. अब इसका फंक्शन देखते हैं. ओरिजिन ऑफ रेप्लिकेशन का फंक्शन क्या है वो एग्जैक्टली हम लोगों ने देख लिया. बट स्टिल आई नो दैट फंक्शन ऑफ मार्कर जीन इज नॉट क्लियर, और क्लोनिंग साइट का तो मैंने फंक्शन आपको बताया ही नहीं, राइट? बट you must have understood that cloning sites are nothing but recognition sites. तो हमारा desired DNA वहां पर थोड़ी बीच में डालने के लिए हमने वहां पर recognition site है वहां पर, ठीक है? So that we can integrate our desired DNA within that recognition site. Now let's see how cloning sites are functioning within the cloning vectors, right? We know that this many cloning sites are present in PBr322. Actually, there are much more cloning sites which I cannot accommodate in this board at least. So there is much more recognition sites or cloning sites in PBr322, and some of these are important sites, cloning sites in PBr322. So let's see how we can add our desired DNA into this cloning vector, right? Orange. Now we know that there is a restriction site called PBU1 in ampicillin resistant gene, right? Let's say this is a plasmid. Okay, then from here to here, it is ampicillin resistant and from here to here there is tetracycline resistant gene. We know that here origin of application, and here ROP sequence is there. Okay, let me write there. So this is OEC and this is ROP. This sequence is producing protein which is helping in replication of this DNA, right? And this is the site from where replication of DNA starts. Now how here this DNA can be cut using restriction site, right? So we know that somewhere over here PBU1 restriction site is there, right? Now we can use your restriction endonuclease PBU1 to cut this plasmid DNA from here. And so now this plasmid DNA would become so this is how plasmid PBR322 works, but now as it is cut by the restriction endonuclease PBU1, so it has now become like this. Understood? See here tetracycline resistant gene is intact. Understood? But as ampicillin resistant gene, this sequence has been broken. So this gene is no more functional, right? As it has been cut down. Understood? It is as this restriction site is present within the resistant gene, ampicillin resistant gene. So now this gene has cut it down. So ampicillin resistant gene would not be able to express because now it is not a whole intact gene, but instead they are cut down into two different fragments using this restriction endonuclease, right? Now, if we want our desired DNA from the genome of some bacterial cell or from any other organism, then we have to find out restriction site present at both the site of the desired gene from the indigenous genome or from the genome of indigenous organisms or cell, right? Means जहाँ पर नेचुरली वो डीएनए प्रेजेंट है तो वो डीएनए के आजू बाजू में PBU1 का साइट कहाँ पर है, दैट वी नीड टू फाइंड. अंडरस्टूड? तो चलो वो भी हम लोग ने फाइंड कर लिया है. नाउ आवर डिजायर्ड डीएनए, लेट मी ड्रॉ द फिगर फॉर दैट आल्सो. Let's say this is my desired DNA and at desired, I mean these are the restriction sites PBU1. Now I want to integrate this DNA, this much fragment. I don't bother about any other sequence but this sequence because this is desired part of DNA, right? This is desired gene from this sequence, from this base pair to this base pair is my desired gene. This is the sequence that I want in this plasmid DNA in my host cell, in the cell in which I want expression of this gene. ठीक है, मैं ये वो हमारा एक होस्ट सेल होता है कि भाई ये सेल में मुझे इसका एक्सप्रेशन चाहिए और वो सेल में हमारा ये डीएनए नेचुरली प्रेजेंट नहीं है, तो मुझे ये डीएनए वो सेल में डालना है. Understood? Now how I can do that? Obviously using cloning vector, लेकिन इससे पहले हमें ये जीन को क्लोनिंग वेक्टर में इंट्रोड्यूस करना पड़ेगा, राइट? तो ये कैसे होगा? देखो यहाँ पर भी दो PVU1 restriction site है. Understood? We will use here again PVU restriction endonuclease to cut the DNA from this side and this side. Understood? Leaving sticky ends as it has done in the plasmid DNA, that is PBR322. Understood? So when we will use this restriction endonuclease, it will cut this DNA from at this side and at this side, leaving sticky ends. Now this DNA will get ligate to this part. Obviously here we are using enzyme DNA ligase. Now while using this DNA ligase, it is not necessary that our desired DNA will get ligate to the plasmid DNA. हमेशा ऐसा नहीं होता है कि भाई हमारा डिजायर्ड डीएनए प्लास्मिड डीएनए में चला गया, लेकिन कभी-कभी ऐसा होता है कि यही दो स्टिकी एंड्स एक दूसरे के साथ, ये डिजायर्ड डीएनए आया ही नहीं और ये दो स्टिकी एंड्स एक दूसरे के साथ जुड़ के वापस बन गया एक ऐसा ही वाला डीएनए जिसमें एम्पिसिन रेजिस्टेंट एक्टिव होगा, in which एम्पिसिन रेजिस्टेंट will act as active gene. Understood? While in here it is inactivated. Understood? And that's why देखो यहाँ पर एक हमारा डिजायर्ड डीएनए इंसर्ट हो गया और एम्पिसिन रेजिस्टेंट जीन इनएक्टिवेट हो गया. That's why it is this phenomena is also called as insertional inactivation. क्या बोलेंगे इसको? Insertional inactivation. That's why this process is also called as insertional inactivation, because यहाँ पर देखो एम्पिसिन रेजिस्टेंट जीन था और यहाँ पर हम लोग ने PVU1 साइड पे ब्रेक किया, हमारा डिजायर्ड डीएनए यहाँ पर इंसर्ट करके हम लोग ने ये एम्पिसिन रेजिस्टेंट जीन को वहां पर इनएक्टिवेट कर दिया. देखो यहाँ पर मैंने ब्लू लाइन से शेड नहीं किया, ब्लू कलर चॉक से मैंने यहाँ पर शेड नहीं किया, बिकॉज इट इज नो मोर रेजिस्टेंट टू एम्पिसिलिन एंटीबायोटिक. अंडरस्टूड? तो ये अब जिसमें जो बैक्टीरिया में ये वाला प्लाज्मिड चला जाएगा वो बैक्टीरिया एम्पिसिलिन एंटीबायोटिक में सर्वाइव नहीं कर पाएगा. Understood? And the bacteria which is having this plasmid, but अब suppose हम लोग ने ये प्रोसेस तो किया, लेकिन मैंने अभी बताया ना कि हर प्लाज्मिड में ऐसा नहीं होगा कि ये डिजायर्ड डीएनए आ गया. कुछ प्लाज्मिड में डिजायर्ड डीएनए इंसर्ट हो जाएंगे, लाइगेट हो जाएंगे, कुछ प्लाज्मिड डीएनए में इंसर्ट नहीं होगा और वापस जो कट एंड था वो अपने से ही जुड़ के वापस ये प्लाज्मिड को जो पहले वाला जो हम लोग ने प्लाज्मिड डीएनए लिया था वो वैसा का वैसा ही रहेगा. Understood? So in some plasmid DNA insertional inactivation will occur and in some plasmid DNA they will remain unchanged by ligate their actual sticky ends. Understood? ये दो sticky ends है वो ये desired DNA नहीं आएगा और ये sticky ends है plasmid DNA PBR322 के वो वापस एक दूसरे के साथ ligate हो जाएंगे, जुड़ जाएंगे और वापस ऐसा एंजाइम वापस ऐसा plasmid DNA बन जाएगा. Understood? So now there is probability of there are two type of plasmids, like this one in which insertional inactivation has not occurred, in which our desired DNA is not ligated, and there is one more kind of plasmid in which our desired DNA is there. तो हम लोग जब भी एक्सपेरिमेंट करते हैं तो हम लोग तो ऐसा नहीं करते ना कि एक प्लाज्मिड को पकड़ के उसमें हम लोग इंसर्ट हमारा डीएनए इंसर्ट करते हैं. अंडरस्टूड? वी आर डूइंग ऑल दिस प्रोसेस इन मीडिया फॉर्म. देखिए कल्चर मीडिया होता है और उसमें हम लोग ये सब करते हैं, राइट? और सॉल्यूशन के फॉर्म में प्लाज्मिड डीएनए होते हैं और हम लोग ये सब करते हैं. वी आर ट्राइंग टू यूजिंग रेस्ट्रिक्शन एंडोन्यूक्लियस, वी आर ट्राइंग टू ऐड आवर डिजायर्ड डीएनए विद इन दी प्लाज्मिड डीएनए. अब वहां पर क्या होता है कि भाई कहीं पर ये हमारा इंसर्शनल इनएक्टिवेशन हो गया, कहीं पर इंसर्शनल इनएक्टिवेशन नहीं होगा. अंडरस्टूड? तो बोथ ऑफ दिस पॉसिबिलिटीज आर देयर. And when we are going to add when we are going to add this plasmid DNA into host cell, देखो प्लाज्मिड डीएनए है तो हम लोग को क्रोमोसोमल डीएनए में ऐड करने की जरूरत नहीं है, सीधा प्लाज्मिड डीएनए होस्ट सेल में आ जाना चाहिए, बैक्टीरियल सेल में आ जाना चाहिए, बस काम खत्म. Understood? For bacterial cell at least when we are using cloning vectors for bacteria at least. Understood? तो देखो ये अगर ये वाला प्लाज्मिड डीएनए चला गया बैक्टीरिया में तो हमारा जीन भी बैक्टीरिया में चला जाएगा, देन दिस जीन वुड बी एबल टू एक्सप्रेस इटसेल्फ विद इन दैट बैक्टीरियल सेल, होस्ट सेल। अंडरस्टूड? तो अभी हम लोग क्या करेंगे, वी विल ट्राई टू इंट्रोड्यूस दिस प्लाज्मिड डीएनए इन दिस प्लाज्मिड डीएनए। ये प्लाज्मिड डीएनए तो हमारे अभी काम का नहीं है, ये प्लाज्मिड डीएनए वी वांट दिस प्लाज्मिड डीएनए टू बी इंट्रोड्यूस्ड विद इन द होस्ट सेल एंड नॉट दिस प्लाज्मिड। बट अगेन हम लोग एक एक करके प्लाज्मिड तो पकड़ के बैक्टीरियल सेल में नहीं डालेंगे, राइट? अगेन वी विल ऐड दिस प्लाज्मिड डीएनए विद इन दी culture media of bacterial cell and we will let this bacteria to get entered within the host cell। ठीक है, हम लोग ट्राई करेंगे कि ये प्लाज्मिड डीएनए, दोनों ही प्लाज्मिड डीएनए साथ साथ में है, तो प्लाज्मिड डीएनए बैक्टीरियल सेल के अंदर चला जाए। तो अभी 3 पॉसिबिलिटीज हो जाएगी, ठीक है? नाउ देयर विल बी 3 पॉसिबिलिटीज। अब ये पॉसिबिलिटीज क्या है? तो पॉसिबिलिटी नंबर 1 इज कुछ सेल्स ऐसे होंगे जिसमें प्लाज्मिड डीएनए आया ही नहीं है, नीदर दिस वन नॉर दैट वन। अंडरस्टूड? प्लाज्मिड डीएनए इज एब्सेंट। अंडरस्टूड? सेकेंड पॉसिबिलिटी क्या है भाई, प्लाज्मिड डीएनए आ गया लेकिन कौन सा वाला, जिसमें हमारा डिजायर्ड डीएनए नहीं है। सो प्लाज्मिड डीएनए without desired DNA। And what is the third possibility? This plasmid DNA, right, which is having our desired DNA, is introduced within the host cell. So ये plasmid DNA आ जाएगा हमारा host cell में, that is the third possibility। So it is plasmid DNA with our desired DNA। Now let's say this is a Petri plate and we are seeing top view of this Petri plate. In this Petri plate and other media is there and bacteria with this plasmids are there। So in this Petri plate there are 3 types of bacteria. One bacteria which is not having either of these 2 plasmids. Understood? Another kind of bacteria is there which is having plasmid but without our desired DNA, in which ampicillin resistant is active yet. And there is one more type of bacteria which is having plasmid DNA with our desired DNA, in which insertional inactivation had occurred and so ampicillin resistant gene is not active। Understood? So there are some colonies of bacteria in this Petri plate। Let's say these are the colonies Understood? Now if I take bacteria from these different colonies and I put them in another agar plate having nutrient, but with nutrient in this Petri plate there is one more thing, that is antibiotic tetracycline, right? So what will occur here? Also some bacteria will produce their colonies, but here those bacteria which does not have either of these 2 plasmid will not produce any kind of colonies, right? Because they cannot survive in tetracycline antibiotics. But bacteria having any of this plasmid will have tetracycline resistant gene, right? They are having tetracycline resistant gene, either of this plasmid, whichever bacteria having either of this plasmid can survive in tetracycline antibiotic, because they are having gene tetracycline resistant gene. So all these colonies are colonies of bacteria having either of these 2 plasmid, but we want to isolate out those bacteria which are having particularly this plasmid and not this one. So what we'll do? Okay, we have removed out one probability, that a bacteria which does not have either of this plasmid DNA. Now we have 2 probabilities, that either the bacteria will have this plasmid or the bacteria will have this plasmid. Now we want to isolate out those bacteria which are having the plasmid with our desired DNA. Now what we can do here? What we will do here is we take a wooden block, and we अब वो वुडन ब्लॉक को क्या करेंगे हम लोग, यहाँ पर इसके सरफेस में कांटेक्ट में लाएंगे, राइट. वी जस्ट make that wooden block to come in contact with this petri plate or colonies of bacteria, and we will apply this wooden block on the new petri dish having nutrient agar. Now what will occur over here? अब देखो यहाँ पर क्या होगा, अब यहाँ पर एकदम मैजिक जैसा होगा. ठीक है, देखो यहाँ पर बहुत सारे, यहाँ पर कुछ कॉलोनीज है. ठीक है, और ये कॉलोनीज में इधर दिस, कुछ कॉलोनीज में ये प्लाज्मिड वाले बैक्टीरिया है और कुछ कॉलोनीज में ये प्लाज्मिड वाले बैक्टीरिया, राइट. नाउ वी वांट टू स्क्रीन आउट ओनली दोस बैक्टीरियल सेल और दोस बैक्टीरियल कॉलोनीज व्हिच आर हैविंग ओनली दिस काइंड ऑफ प्लाज्मिड डीएनए. नाउ यहाँ पर ये एन अगार प्लेट है. देखो दिस एन अगार प्लेट इज विथ tetracycline antibiotic, right, and this N agar plate is with ampicillin antibiotic. ठीक है, अब देखो यहाँ पर वुडन ब्लॉक हम लोग ने इस पे रखा. ठीक है, तो क्या होगा कि यहाँ पर जितने भी बैक्टीरियल कॉलोनीज है वो सारे वुडन ब्लॉक के कांटेक्ट में आ जाएंगे. Some of these bacterial cell would get stick with the wooden block, and when we apply that wooden block on this petri plate having ampicillin plus tetracycline, let's say चलो यहाँ पर tetracycline भी रखते हैं. Understood? Then then where the colonies will form? यहाँ पर एक colonies बन गया, फिर यहाँ पर understood. So here at these places colonies are formed. Now what we need to do is we need to compare these two plates, right. This colony didn't form in this plate. Okay, actually it is forming in this plate, right. So this colony is having ampicillin activate, that is not this kind of plasmid DNA, rather this kind of plasmid DNA, right. So we don't want this kind of bacteria, we don't want bacteria from this colony because this one is not having our desired DNA. Understood? Now let's say this colony is not here. That means this bacteria cannot survive in ampicillin antibiotic, right, because it is having our desired DNA is active inserted in this plasmid DNA, and so ampicillin resistant gene is inactivated, and that's why bacteria having this plasmid cannot survive in presence of ampicillin. So yes, we want bacteria from this colonies, and likewise this is desired one, while these colonies are not having our desired DNA. So bacteria present in this colony, and this colony is having our inserted desired DNA, right? Because they are not producing ampicillin, they are not resistant to ampicillin, and they get killed in ampicillin antibiotic. Understood? Here insertion or inactivation had occurred. So this is about how cloning sites can be used, or how selectable markers also can be used for screening out our desired host, right? The cell in which recombinant had occurred, or the recombinant cells. Till now we have seen how desired DNA can be inserted in plasmid DNA, and the plasmid DNA containing our desired DNA, how they can be introduced within the host cell, and how the host cell which is having desired DNA can be screened out from the other cells, right? So we have seen how this cloning vectors can be useful, and what are the features to screening out the recombinant cells from the non-recombinant cells, right? But there is a problem with selectable marker genes that we have used, that we are using with PBR322. That is, there are too much of antibiotic resistant genes we are using as selectable marker genes, right? So there is some ethical issues with it. So there are some plasmids like PUC8, University of California, made in lab number 8. This plasmid is having one of its marker gene is resistant gene and another marker gene is LAGZ dash gene. It is and this particular gene is producing an enzyme which is converting chromogenic substrate into product. Understood? So here only one antibiotic resistant gene is used. Understood? तो यहाँ पर थोड़ा सा ethical issue यहाँ पर थोड़ा सा हम लोग कम कर सकते हैं by using the enzyme, by using the gene which is producing enzyme that converts chromogenic substrate into colored product, right? Colored product. तो chromogenic substrate वो होता है जिसमें अगर हम लोग enzyme use करते हैं तो वो chromogenic substrate colored product में convert होता है, right? जैसे कि यहाँ पर एक example है LAGZ dash gene, it is producing beta galactosidase enzyme और यहाँ पर chromogenic substrate जो हम लोग use कर सकते हैं that is allolactose. Now when we use this allolactose enzyme, it will get converted into colored product. Understood? तो यहाँ पर भी फिर से तीन टाइप के हम लोग को और यहाँ पर और एक चीज यहाँ पर हम लोग इंसर्शन इनएक्टिवेशन करेंगे LAGZ dash gene का. Understood? That means suppose this is how TUC8 is. यहाँ पर एक एंटीबायोटिक रेजिस्टेंट जीन है और यहाँ पर है LAGZ dash gene. Understood? तो हम लोग इंसर्शनल इनएक्टिवेशन यहाँ पर करेंगे. Then the plasmid again antibiotic resistant gene, but here LAGZ dash gene is broken into two fragments and in between our desired DNA is present by insertional inactivation method, right? Same method by using restriction enzyme having particular restriction site in LAGZ dash gene, we can cut this DNA and we can incorporate our desired DNA having same restriction site at both these sides, and we can break this LAGZ dash gene into two fragments, making it inactivate, right? And that's why this process is called insertional inactivation. We have already studied, right? So now this enzyme in this plasmid, now this gene, these two fragments would not be able to produce enzyme called beta galactosidase. So bacterial cell having this plasmid would not be able to convert allolactose into blue colored product, while bacteria having this cell is able to convert allolactose into blue colored product. Now what we will do? We will take a petri dish having some bacteria in it, and in this petri plate we will add antibiotic to which this plasmid have resistant gene. Understood? ये जो दो प्लाज्मिड में एंटीबायोटिक रेजिस्टेंट जीन है वही एंटीबायोटिक अभी हम लोग ये पेट्री डिश में डालेंगे. अंडरस्टूड? और साथ साथ में इसमें हम लोग एलोलैक्टोज दैट इज क्रोमोजेनिक सबस्ट्रेट आल्सो विल ऐड. अंडरस्टूड? तो इसमें एन अगर तो है, न्यूट्रिएंट अगर तो है. अंडरस्टूड? इसके साथ साथ क्या है? एंटीबायोटिक प्लस एलोलैक्टोज. अब यहाँ पर क्या होगा? कुछ बैक्टीरियल सेल ऐसे होंगे जिसमें कोई भी प्लाज्मिड डीएनए है नहीं. वही फिर से तीन पॉसिबिलिटी, जिसमें कोई भी प्लाज्मिड डीएनए नहीं होगा तो वो तो एंटीबायोटिक की वजह से मर जाएंगे, बिकॉज नन ऑफ देम विल हैव एंटीबायोटिक रेजिस्टेंट जीन, बिकॉज नीदर ऑफ दिस प्लाज्मिड डीएनए आर प्रेजेंट इन दोस सेल्स. अंडरस्टूड? इन दोस बैक्टीरियल सेल्स. अंडरस्टूड? फिर दूसरी पॉसिबिलिटी क्या है कि किसी में ये प्लाज्मिड डीएनए है तो किसी में ये प्लाज्मिड डीएनए. Now bacterial cells which are having any of these two plasmids can survive over here. Recording session? Sure. Okay. And those bacterial cells which are having this plasmid DNA are also converting allolactose into colored product. So some of the colonies which is produced over here are blue in color. Understood? Because if any bacterial cell is having this, if colonies of this bacteria are having this plasmid, then it will produce beta-galactosidase enzyme which will convert allolactose into blue colored product. Understood? So it means bacteria which is present in blue colored colonies does not have our desired DNA. It does not have our desired DNA. Understood? But those bacterial cells, those colonies which are not producing blue color are having this plasmid DNA. Understood? They are having this plasmid DNA. See, they are able to survive in antibiotic. That means they are having antibiotic resistant gene. That means one of these plasmid is present in them, and they are not producing blue colored pigments, blue colored molecules, right? Product. So it is not having this activated gene, right? It is this in them, this gene is inactivated. Understood? And when this gene can inactivate, when our desired gene is inserted. Understood? So they are having those colonies which are in white color are having bacterial cell containing this plasmid which is having our desired DNA. Understood? So that is how cloning sites can be used and selectable markers can be used in case of PUC8. So this was about the bacterial cell in which we can use plasmid DNA as cloning vector, but in plants we are using some different kind of cloning vectors. In plants we can use TI plasmid, right? Or it is called as tDNA or T plasmid, right? TI is actually stands for tumor inducing, because when this particular bacteria which is having this TI plasmid naturally, Agrobacterium tumefaciens, right? This is the bacteria which is having TI plasmid naturally. When this bacteria are infecting plants, they are causing crown gall disease in the plants, producing tumor in particular region, right? Because they are having this plasmid and they are able to insert or introduce their own plasmid into plant cell, due to which the plant cell become, the normal plant cell become tumorous cells. Understood? And they grows indefinitely, and that's why tumor is forming in particular plant part. Understood? So we are using same thing for introducing our gene within the plant cell. See, we are not the only one who are using these methods, right? Even nature is using cloning vectors wherein pathogens are inserting their own or introducing their own DNA within the host cell. Understood? So we are using same thing to introduce our desired DNA in the plant cell. What we are doing is we are integrating our desired DNA within the TI plasmid, and when we infect these bacteria to the plant cells, then the plant cells also contain the TI plasmid and our desired DNA also. Understood? So that is how our gene can be introduced within the host plant cell. And for animal cell we are using viral vectors. Most of the time we are using retroviral vectors because this retrovirus is converting normal cells into cancerous cells. How they are converting normal cells into cancerous cells? By introducing their own gene, by integrating their own gene to the host gene. Understood? To the host genome, host cell genome, and that's how their gene is integrated within the host cell's genome. So if we introduce or if we integrate our desired DNA within this viral DNA, then that viral DNA with our desired DNA will be integrated into the host cell's genome. So that is how we can insert our desired DNA within the host animals. So this is about cloning vectors, where we can use different kind of cloning vectors for different kind of host